Wow, didn't it turn out so, the weather was perfect, everybody had a good time, the kids had fun.
Oh my God.
We broke ice. Hello.
I'll start out with the Haskas. Hi, we're here at Bud and Carleen's house in Hanukkah. With Sarah, our picnic organizer. Okay, Lois, we'll start the questioning.
No, I was just going to say, Bud, you know, we went by the homestead, the house in Columbia in Oglesby where you grew up.
Yeah. 414 South Columbia Avenue.
There you go. Yeah, but it sure looks the same on the outside. And Betty was telling us about the big garden you used to have in the backyard.
Dahlia's the old man grew.
Oh, dahlias, yeah.
Which is why they put it on the
He had a potty in the basement. And he had fish tanks and magazine racks. He'd sit there smoking his pipe. And he had 2 or 3 aquariums there full of fish, you know. Sit there watching his fish and reading the magazine on the potty. And I come home drunk, 16 years old. And my mother said, go down there and look at your son, you're real proud of him. And I was drunk and heaving in the pot, sitting on the bucket and heaving. The old man started one of them and he hit me. I must have flew 10 feet and he couldn't hit me anymore because I was on the floor. He didn't like that. He was kicking my hind end across.
Our Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
And you deserved it.
He didn't believe in being drunk, you know.
What's this yellow bird?
Mad as heck.
It's a
What's
finch.
the yellow bird? Finch?
Yep.
Finch, yeah.
And
Man, you got everything here.
They can
The
perch
hummer
and
was
eat
just here.
upside down.
I've seen the hummingbird before.
They put the holes upside
there
down
might
because
be
the finches
15 or
can
20
suspend
finches there at
themselves. But the sparrows and the other less
pretty,
desirable
aren't they?
birds
Yellow.
can't
Oh,
hold themselves
man,
upside
see
down.
that
They can
peach
hold
tree
it, get
there?
one bite, and then they
I
fall
was
off.
eating
Where the
stones.
finches can hold themselves
Peaches,
upside down.
there's
so
a hummer
the
behind
finch
it.
feeders are all upside
See the
down.
hummingbird?
Oh, look at that hummingbird.
Anyway,
Wow.
from Calhoun County, that's Southern Illinois.
I like this
the juicy
bird.
I eat pizza. I told the stoner that tree come up.
Look
That
at
tree
that.
this year had a bushel of peaches on it. They were small and juicy, and the neighbor lady had been all over the country. She's a multimillionaire down there. And anyway, she said, Skip, that's the best pizza
I
I've
see
ever
that,
had.
yeah.
They were sweet and juicy. There you go.
Do you have any questions?
No.
I had all my questions answered.
But being the oldest, you knew Grandma and Grandpa on Florida.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Impressions for the younger generation.
Grandma Skerston was a big woman,
She was.
and I couldn't understand Lithuania. And they run my legs off with the beer bucket. When they were butchering the pig, Grandpa went to work and killed a great big pig for me to hurdle, a great big thing. And all the women from the neighborhood come to Grandma's and help her butcher. They made sausage, the bacon, the hummus, and the smokehouse, and they run my legs off. They had a miner's bucket full of beer. I made some, I think my legs, I'd have been tall if I didn't run my legs off so short. Back and forth, you know. And
Then where did you have to go for the beer, though?
right up
Not Slim's.
Slims or Pee-Pee's, one of them taverns.
But they give you a nickel every now and again.
Every 10 trips or something. But anyway, she'd say something to me, and I'd say, go home. Because I couldn't understand her. It made her mad. She'd go home. And I'd go home crying all the way.
Oh,
I
God.
was scared of her.
How about Grandpa?
He was too mellow. He didn't care.
Yeah, but you know what? Didn't she make her own brew or something? Whiskey or something in the
They
kitchen?
might have. But the beer, and they went, for 15 cents, you get a gallon of beer.
Oh.
Whatever. Because them women drink.
And those women? And you actually carried it in a bucket?
Yeah, the bucket.
The bucket was just
And
Oh,
there
like
was,
a little...
I don't know, 5 or 6 women there.
Yeah.
And they were drunken monkeys before the day was over, let me tell you. The pig was put away. Grandpa shoot it when he went to work at Marquette. Oh, and you know that Grandpa Skerston got to be a janitor when he was old.
Oh.
And every day, Bill Kidd was the boss down there. And Grandpa Skerston would clean his desk off and put a bundle of rag waste. Rag strings, like, it's a rag waste. Put it in the corner of Bill's desk. Years later, after Grandpa was gone from there, Bill was reaching for that rag waste that wasn't there anymore. He didn't. My grandpa spoiled the boss.
It was nice that they kept him
had-
employed
give him
even
that rag.
after he had worked there, so it's kind of like his retirement job
was
for
easy
for
going.
an old guy.
He liked to drink. typical Lugans. You got it in your blood, you know, the drinking pipe.
Tell them about the noise you heard
Oh, yeah.
over the hill.
She could drink you under the table.
Tell them about the noise you heard over the hill.
I've been known to do that.
Yes, oh yeah. She's been done.
Mom said to tell about
You
the
know who
noise.
does a pretty good job, don't you? Not to mention his
I'm
name.
out of training. Mom said to tell about the noise you heard over the hill.
After when the ladies were drinking all
That's
day?
embarrassing.
No, it isn't.
Anyway,
I was laying in bed and, oh my God, it rained. I look out, there they were with their long dress. They had dresses to their ankle. They were peeing a stream down that hill.
Well, beer will do
Fire-
that to
They were
you.
making a big splash. They were full of beer.
Oh, golly.
Tell them about how tall the brick chimney was, only it wasn't a chimney.
You know, Uncle Pete was, you know, he wanted, I believe in doing it right. So they had to dig an outdoor privy every year. You'd have to dig a hole and move it. There's a path right behind them bushes. That's why they're there, to hide the potty. Uncle Pete went down the hill 30 foot and bricked all the way up that hill. I bet it was 30 foot high, up the side of that hill. And he was only going to dig one hole. And he bricked that potty. And I was a kid. I'd light match and watch him go down that crapper down there. He never dug another one.
Oh, my God.
You know, there's an old man my age went to the doctor. And he said, you're doing pretty good for a man 65. And the old man said, who said I was 65? He's an old crap, you know. How old are you? He said, 75. He said, how old's your father when he died? He said, who said he was dead? Well, how old was your father? He said, he's 95. Boy, he said, you enjoy longer. How old was his father when he died? He said, who said he was dead? He said, how old is Grandpa? 115 years old, and he's going to get married next week. And the doctor said, why in the hell would a man 115-year-old want to get married? He said, who said he wanted to?
Oh!
So, you know, he was a Logan.
They were talking about
I love it. What's your best memory of, your uncles? Like, you know, Uncle Jimmy, Uncle...
The only thing I remember about them was Pete when he went down the thing called the redbirds up. He could whistle like a canary. He'd call these finches right up to his feet. He could whistle like a canary, never stopped.
Tell them about Uncle Sappho.
Uncle Sappho, they camped. They camped in a tent in the wintertime. They hunted ducks down Hennepin. And Uncle Sappho was in the war, and he wouldn't shoot a gun for some reason or other. He was a short, heavy-set guy. Anyway, he'd tell them where to put the duck blinds. He knew how to do it, see. And anyway, they went and raided the bachelors in the island down here at Hennepin. In the middle of the river, there's an island. And two old bachelors lived and said they had dirt in their tent that deep. They were barefoot, you know, they're blacker than hell, them guys. They were worse than me. And anyway, they abandoned it when it got cold, went to town to live. They left their garden there. And they went and raided that garden. And Uncle Sappho,
During the Depression.
Ducks or fish, whatever, they made soup. And they had a great big kettle. And Uncle Sappho was up there. He was going to put pepper in it, and they had one of them pound pepper can. The lid come off the pepper. The lid went down the soup. Uncle never said a word, just kept stirring. Uncle Lawrence said, he looked at the bottom of the kettle, it was black. He said they take a bite of soup and a glass of water. A bite of soup and a glass of water.
That was his mom's brothers, and what they did is during the Depression they all left home because they didn't want to be a burden on the family, and so they decided they'd go live in this
tent.
Basically this tent on an island on the river and shoot ducks and fish and just kind of live, you know, and then go to work and then try to get out of the house so that it would be. But then his mom would keep taking them groceries and feeding them down there. So
they lived pretty primitive. And Uncle said they were in that tent pouring down rain. They had live decoys, live ducks for decoys. Oh my God, he said, the ducks, the river come up. The ducks they were anchored. I got the anchors in the ship. The ducks were up, but they were just ready to drown. They were up picking up them live ducks. They almost drowned. They had a lot of stories to tell. Grandpa said he went to that island. Grandpa would go down there and spend the day. And he said he had this great big kettle, and he filled it full of vegetables and squirrels and something. And he thought, well, all fill that kettle full, and they won't have to cook supper.
Squirrels.
So they come in from hunting up there, and they lick that kettle right dry. And there he was, scrounging for something for supper, Grandpa said. Can you imagine that? Anyway, I was a kid, 8 or 9 years old, and I used to pee to bed. And they said, you see that river out there? It was from here to the timber wide, you know. You pee to bed tonight, you're going in that river. Well, I must have tied a knot in that little nubbin because I didn't wet to bed.
Never again. Huh?
You were a wild kid.
We have a postcard that when my dad went into the Navy for World
I
War
sent that to Uncle
II,
Jimmy
and
in
he
1942.
he sent a postcard
I can't get it without it.
To Jimmy?
to Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Marion,
Okay.
and
so,
saying how much he liked the Navy and being in it, and what
How
a good
could a guy
experience.
get so ugly so quick? That's my baby picture.
And his little, and I think there's his Navy pictures over there too.
Oh my gosh.
When he was
Yeah, he-
We
16,
saw your name, Bud, on the,
the memorial.
yeah, in Oglesby.
I didn't know it was there. We went
Oh.
You're a
this year.
pilot?
Not too long
You were
ago.
a pilot?
Yeah, I went
No,
by
no, no,
there
no,
this
no,
summer.
no. He was
the
on
Navy.
USS Massachusetts, but
Oh,
I guess
that
they
ship I
had.
was
Oh, yeah,
on
those.
was in 35 major battles and not one casualty.
Wow.
And
Those
it's,
guys were a gunnery crew that were accurate. They didn't miss.
it's still afloat. He went to go to his ship. It's in the Boston Harbor. It had been in San Francisco Harbor, and they had sold it for scrap metal. Jim Richardson actually went on the boat, was in his office, and had been on it. The school children from the state of Massachusetts saved up enough money to save the ship, and now it's in the Boston Harbor. So my dad and a bunch of my family went there, and they videotaped him going on his old battleship, and he worked on the voice-operated telephone system. So he was an electrician and an engineer on the phone system. So they were fixing phones all the time, and he had a couple interesting battle stories. I'll let him tell his own story though. Yeah. I was telling her about you being on the USS Massachusetts. Tell her about when it was time for the battle and you were looking for your name on the
I know,
duty
but I
roster.
mean that face.
You know, being a typical organizer,
Who is it?
my name wasn't on the roster. You had to be on your battle station, or you'd put you in a break. They'd lock you up and throw the key away.
But now his name
I come down that list, my name wasn't on
just
there.
like,
Well,
know,
right away,
Oh my gosh.
zip, I took off. I was sitting on the
this he
fan
looks
tip,
like himself.
and the
today.
guy gave me a pair of binoculars and a piece of Hershey's tropical chocolate, like chewing on a piece of wood, you know. There I watched this battle, watched them Japanese plane come. That ship I just told you, when them planes come right off the water, suicide plane.
The
They drop.
kamikazes.
They
Yeah.
never get close. They had a
16
gunnery
inch
crew that
16-inch pom-pom guns.
I was sitting there, and then I got hell. Where were you at? I said, well, gee, I was looking all over, looking like hell. I run ahead.
But they made you in charge of the kitchen crew for a while. And somebody got
everybody
licked.
has a
There's
certain
peacocks.
ethnicity,
See the
you know.
peacocks
Oh,
going
there
to
they
the
go.
tree.
He said that
line
the
of them.
cook, the
They're going up
what
the
was
tree?
the
They
what
all
was the
go in one of
cook's
those trees, or maybe they'll walk
rank?
across the street to the.
They
That
had-
was a wheat field,
should
and it
I-
was harvested.
Anyway, I was
already.
sitting there, had my hand in my pocket, and there's a guy from West Virginia who was a ridge runner, you know. And I told him to do something, you know, go get, you know, raped.
There they
And I
go.
grabbed him by the shirt, said, you do what I told you, and he blacked my eye. I proceeded to,
The bedding of the birds.
look at
Yeah, but
now
tell
see
him-
what they're doing?
Tell him
Can
the
you see?
Yeah.
See, watch them, they're going up.
see, they're flying up the tree.
They're going up.
tell him the rest of the story. So then, tell him about when the headmaster came back.
I'm trying, Jeff, but his story is really interesting.
Yeah, watch them.
Just get ready.
They'll
He's
go,
gonna jump
they'll
up.
be 50 or 75 foot up in the air.
Oh my
Watch
God.
it, it'll go way up
Watch
in
him.
there.
Just keep an eye on him. He's going to jump up.
They've all lost their
Watch 'em.
feathers. You know, they've molted.
Oh.
You know, their
Yeah,
big
they
pale
shed the feathers
are
every.
gone.
This
Every
master knows
July.
his shoulders up. And he'd have picked me up one hand and beat the piss out of me with the other, you know. And he said, you had a little problem, didn't you? And, well, I was scared. I knew I was going behind bars, you know. He said, you took care of it, didn't you? I said, well, I tried. He said, that's all it worked. He walked away.
He said his hands were like this big. He said a fist would be like
had
getting
muscle
hit
on
with
top
a
of him.
sledgehammer.
But watch that baby go up in that tree.
Oh, there's the mama and the
there's
baby.
a baby. Oh,
Watch her go up. That baby would be 50 foot in the air. And watch her go up. She'll beat her mother up.
Kind of looks like the Partridge Family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Watch him go. How many's up there? How many went up?
Oh, I don't
Just
know, half a
one's,
dozen at
one's
least.
up on the top branch, you got two on the lower branch. And the other ones are just kind of, should I go over there and scare
Getting
them?
dark.
Make them jump?
They'll go up.
The baby usually jumps up.
No,
first
they
before the
fly.
other.
They come out the top and they fly clear
He's
across
looking
the
up to the
barn.
next branch. He's probably going to go pretty quick.
Whatever. There they go. Watch it go up.
There
It's
he goes.
going.
He's getting ready.
There it goes.
Oh, that was so exciting.
They walk up down the
I'm
branch
off.
like they're walking on the sidewalk. They got
It's
pretty-
nice. They'll have like 6-foot
Oh.
tails and sit on the fence, and the tail will
They
go
lost their
all
tail.
the way. Yeah, you missed the pretty
You know
part
what?
with them.
They'll
Do
stand
you
on
have
one
any of the
leg.
feathers?
Yeah, do you want some to take with you? I got tons of them.
Right in the-
Right
Tons.
inside.
Yeah,
the
cool. I'll bring
chimney.
some up.
When we were at the houses today, your a grandparents' house, our grandparents, somebody was telling me those houses are about 100 years old.
I'll
So,
bet you this one here is over. It's closer to 200 years old.
Yeah, it's getting, yeah,
You know?
175 maybe.
You see it. It's not level or square or nothing else.
1838.
You know.
really.
Yeah.
You go down the basement,
It's a
got
cellar.
stone down there,
Rough.
and the tree limbs, they're not straight, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Now this here kitchen, of course it wasn't brick, there was a house across the road. That was moved across the road and set here. At one time, I guess.
Okay, Carleen, your turn. How long have you lived here?
Oh, we moved here in 1963.
Oh, that was the year Sharon and Jim got married.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? There was a tornado at the church the week before, or when one of the churches. Do you remember that? About it being postponed a while because of the tornado that hit some of the church.
Oh, yeah.
Their driveway's about 3
And I remember
Yeah.
going to that.
Dago
Yeah.
that worked it was
1963. That's a long time to be here. How many roofs are on this house since you've been here?
Maybe
Couple?
only one. It still has the same one. That's a slate roof, and it's still the same one. Needs repair on this end, but it's the same original roof that's been on there.
Put it in the barrel. And he sealed
But
the
we've
barrel.
changed,
Well, he had-
all of the rooms have some change to
through a
them
period
since we
of
lived
time,
here.
He had 4 or 5 barrels of cement. When she
Because there
built
used to
her
be-
house,
When did you meet this guy?
Tony donated
Well,
the
actually,
cement
I
for
probably
5
met him
years.
down at the
And
river,
lady girl
like,
that worked for
50
Scott,
some
the
years ago.
secretary, she
More than
sold
that,
the
I
house
just
and
knew him,
brick.
you know, met
Did
him
you
because
live in the
I lived there.
neighborhood?
That house is just
No,
as
well,
big
one
as
time I
the-
did live in
just
Oglesby,
in
you
the
know,
basement
right
was-
next to the police
and Muriel
station down there,
painted
but I
all
lived in
the-
Utica,
just the Indian
you know,
paint-
and then
paint, you know,
I was married,
painted.
and then I was a
can't remember
widow,
the scene. But the
and
whole basement-
my
Oh,
husband
really?
worked with him at Marquette, so that's how I was introduced because,
More
he's,
like
you know,
a
we
cellar.
met him.
He worked at Marquette too?
Yeah.
The cement
uh-huh.
place?
Yeah, and my husband worked there too, my first husband.
Oh,
And
wow.
they-
Carleen,
they
I didn't
introduced
know
me.
that.
Yeah.
Siding is bad.
And
in the
Bill died in
process
an
of-
automobile accident in
She's thinking
1961.
about it.
Oh, wow.
I've
And
been
then
bitching at
2
her
years
all
later,
year.
you know,
She
we
knows
married.
who's gonna do it, I guess.
So that's a long time ago. It's coming up like, you know, the 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aluminum. And wood, you gotta
And then
paint.
when we got married,
We'll probably put
we said
plastic.
he had 3 children and I had 3 children. We had 4 more, but
Look at that.
his daughter Joyce died, and then my son
I don't like it.
Chuck died with cancer, and then our son Sam died afterwards. You know, so one of his kids, one of my kids, and one of our
And you
kids.
can't
You
nail
know.
it, you gotta drill a hole.
Oh, yeah.
And actually,
I got
Dennis, when
asbestos
Dennis was
siding in
sick,
my house.
I said every day he would go
Old-time stone siding,
fishing.
you
Well,
know?
he wasn't going to
I
clean
mean,
the
in
fish, so
my
he would
house.
bring them out and dump them in the pond that's at Sarah's house. And that's how the pond first got stocked, with fish, as Dennis did that.
About 50 years old, my house. And the siding
So we
was
have
like
good memories of him, too, you know.
Thing about Uncle Jimmy.
the world to be there. I mean,
He was a jolly gentleman too,
Spanish
laughing all the time.
you know,
You know what he done when he was doing when he died?
and they'd stay overnight. and
Baking
have a
bread.
picnic the day, and then
Yes.
at the end of the
He
Yes.
was baking bread when he died, and Jay has got a piece of bread that Uncle Jimmy was making when he died. Jay's got
Okay.
a piece of part of a loaf of bread that Uncle Jimmy was making when he died. On it.
Then who comes next in line? It's Joe, Jimmy, and then Uncle Denny?
I don't know. That was something else. Uncle Denny get in the chair and honey didn't know it.
Yes, laying down sleeping.
Yeah, he did something. Whatever.
And Uncle Pete was feisty. You knew my dad when he was young, though.
Yeah, because he wasn't too much different from your age.
Yeah, what is
I'll
the
tell you
difference?
one thing. He come here one
real
day.
healthy. Look how
We got on a horse that was lively. He sit on that horse, Uncle Pete did, and he never bounced a bit. whatever that horse went, and the horse minded him. He knew he had to ride around. This horse, when you put a kid on him, he was a gentleman. But you get a grown-up on him, you had to ride him. He was called Black Diamond, and he was a beautiful animal. And Uncle Pete was up there, and I got pictures of him. I got him on movie. He's sitting up there like a statue. He could ride a horse, let me tell you.
So where do you think he got all this from? Calling the birds?
He's just natural. That horseback ride, he was in the cavalry, you know. He didn't learn it from me. He learned it in the cavalry how to ride.
Okay. And then I know when he went to Germany, he was in the armored division.
Yeah.
So it kind of changed a little bit.
But he was in the horse cavalry.
But but he always seemed to be a nature guy.
Yeah. Oh, he spent a lot of time walking in the woods.
He said he would rather do that than go to school.
Yeah, well, I know it.
And what did his parents have a hard time handling? You don't remember?
I was too young. They're older than me.
How about Aunt Helen? What did you...
She was a tomboy.
She was rough. She was, come in here, I gotta go. She was in a hurry, never sit still 5 minutes. Oh. And she done a lot of walking in the woods too, don't forget. I got a picture of her and Lee Palmer, who was an old hermit down there standing in the river. And I said to Aunt Helen, how do you tell which one? Look at the one with the dirt on it. And he was black with dirt. And they were down here waiting in the middle of the river. She spent a lot of time. And them girls was her, I don't know if Annie Klukel was there, and another girl that she bowled with. There was about 4 girls. They walked for miles, not blocks, miles they walked. They walked to Bailey Falls, they walked from Oak, they'd done a lot of walking. Aunt Helen was a live wire, I don't think she was. And Jay inherited that.
Well, I know Uncle Joe, what was his specialty in life? Fixing cars, you think?
He could do anything.
He could do anything. Carpenter, electrician, he was a good electrician.
Okay.
He was a boss down the mill, you know. He was a foreman. They liked working for him, you know. And I told him, I said, why don't you quit? He said, I'm going to work till the last day. He did.
Yeah.
The last day on the job, and he died.
I guess Uncle Jimmy was a cook in the Navy. Was he a cook in the Navy? Because he learned his bread making from someplace. And then Uncle Denny was in the Navy.
He made a lot of tips parking cars in Chicago.
He worked at Wrigley's at the Stocks Field, Comiskey Park.
Yeah. And Uncle Jimmy used to bring us kids baseball bats, gloves, balls. We hit rocks. We didn't appreciate it. Oh, I wish I had them now. They were collector's items, you know. Them baseball players get mad. And they couldn't. They maybe strike out. They'd throw the bat. They called him Skip too. Get it out of the park. Oh, my dad went looking for him, Uncle Jimmy, and no, your dad. He went up there in the tavern in your neighborhood. He said, I'm looking for Pete Skerston. I don't believe I know him. Went down the block in another tavern. I'm looking for a Pete Skerston. I don't believe I know him. My old man was getting mad. He went 3 or 4 taverns. He knew he was in the right neighborhood. I'm looking for Pete Skerston. Never heard of him. He went back to the first one. Who'd you say you're looking for? Pete Skerston. They call him Skip. Well, why did you say so? Everybody knew Skip. Nobody knew Pete Skerston. Skip.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Skerston name was Skip. Me included. And Skip, they went, I'm looking for Skip. Well, why didn't you say so? Everybody knew him. I remember that.
Must have been something. It must have been something to remember all your uncles as young men. But you're it. He's the one with the good memory, and he saw Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah. Betty says that...
I could pick his picture out. Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa, any place. Picture Grandma and Grandpa.
You know, but Betty says a lot of your brothers and sisters weren't even born when they were alive. Yeah, so that makes it kind of special, too. So you're...
Where are them birds at now?
They're at the top.
I told you. Way up on top, ain't they?
Yeah, man, I walked over there and they just started jumping up.
So, but where did my dad learn all this, like hunting, shooting, fishing? He wasn't a hunter, he was just a fisherman, right?
No, I don't believe he ever hunted,
no.
He had enough guns in the war, you know.
But you know what? Do you really know what he did in the war? Did he just build
I
things?
don't know. Anyway, I think he was a carpenter in the service. You know what when I remember him, the cops would see him come down the street with that old car. He had confiscated material on top, wouldn't he? He put all that used lumber for that shack. That car was swaying. Them cops were looking. You Lugan son of a bitch, get that off the street before it collapsed. They'd stop all the traffic, and Uncle Pete, get going. That car was loaded and it was, right? You were there it was overloaded, wasn't it? Oh yeah. He had no Chevy.
I helped him. I was an accomplice. I helped him load it up on the car
In a
last
couple
time.
weeks. My anniversary.
He said the cops are looking. He laughed like hell.
Oh, Sarah.
Spooky anniversary.
You know what? You got a good guy there.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He is. He's willing to put up with me, so you gotta give him credit for
Yeah,
that.
he's a saint. Every once in a while you can
But
find,
Sarah,
he's a saint to put up with your daughter.
yeah.
I tell you what, I did the full family wedding. It was so good that we got your mom up here.
Yeah.
That was
That's
awesome.
true, yes, because she always liked your mom and your dad. But the thing is, I was saying, Bud and Betty are really the only ones that really saw Grandma and Grandpa, because a lot of their siblings weren't even born yet.
Yeah. Well, Clara.
Clara, but she's out in Las Vegas, and I can't interview her.
Yeah.
Do you ever see
I
Clara?
think we should all go take a trip.
She was here for
She may not see us though when we go out there. Sharon has tried to see her.
We had my brother Jimmy Joe had a award in grade
You know
school
what,
for
like, we wanted her to come back.
making
They went to school,
something or
Claire
other.
and him, the
Jimmy
same
Joe,
grade.
who was that? His buddy, him and
He's too little
I
to go
can't say
to
his name.
school. And him,
Said
Claire,
Jimmy
about
Joe
1.5
Skerston
apart.
had
So
an
they
award
both
in
went
school
the
for.
same year. Well, anyhow,
What was
they
that
were working.
article in the paper? Jimmy Joe got an award. Him and
Well, you know, living in Las Vegas.
her working on a float for the
Float, yeah.
centennial parade.
Yeah,
and
for
all
centennial.
You know what? I'm the opposite. I've never gone.
he had a lot of
The only
ideas.
reason I
My
would
brother
go
Jim,
is to
but
go
no
visit
money to
family.
cat fight.
Oh,
He was raising veal
well,
calves.
that's what they used to
and
say.
armor
Some
company
men,
come
they
in.
say, lose
Oh,
money
is that a
or
good
something,
idea? You want a
know,
partner?
you're stuck
My
with
brother
it.
thought he
I-
knew it all.
I don't know.
He had
if
the
that-
idea, but
It
no
would
money.
suck living in Vegas.
Armor's doing that today
Not when
yet.
you do with
When
everybody.
my
you know?
brother
Like,
started
oh, God.
raising veal
Thursday and
calves
won
on the
$400
bucket.
out of my
Oh,
20.
you did.
Wow,
My dad
that
was
says a
helping.
lot for your brother.
Yeah, and he had the idea, you know, but he didn't have enough money to back it up, and he got a disease in the calves or something, and they wiped him out. But whatever. Jimmy had a couple good ideas.
He was an entrepreneur for sure. He would have like he did the aerial photography. He did the pet birds. He did a little bit of everything. He's one of those guys that could
everybody
just,
in my family
just could make it happen.
Want to
you know?
fish?
He didn't realize
My
he was
granddaughters go fishing every time they get. Now, Danny's got a girl that he wasn't a student. They're on the honor roll. They dress to the nines. They're pretty girls. And on their 14th birthday, Danny said to Brina, what would you like for your birthday? Said, Dad, would you take me fishing?
So we got a lot of fishermen in this
They went
family.
fishing. And anyway, my brother Jim was here when right before he died. My mother and him were fishing up in Minnesota, and here come a storm. Pouring down rain. The fish was swimming in the bottom of the boat. They had 4 or 5 inches of water. Pouring down rain, lightning going. Jimmy said he was scared, shaking. And he was a burly guy, my brother Jimmy was.
He was a boxer.
And anyway, wrestler
He was a
and
wrestler.
boxer. And anyway, Ma, don't you think we go in? Not when they're biting like this, she wouldn't quit.
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
said he was scared shitless, you know. And Ma, and he said he was holding the oar up for the. I said, that's the worst thing you do. Ma was catching something, perch or something. And Jimmy said, Ma, the lightning storming like crazy. Just pouring down rain. Now when they're biting like this, she
Oh.
wouldn't quit.
Tell her about going on the surfboard behind the boats on the lake in Minnesota.
Who was?
Up in
You.
this, that was in Wisconsin.
Okay, in Wisconsin. Yeah,
Tell
tell
her
him
about that when we had the
what.
cabin up
Tell him
there.
what you would do with the chairs.
You know that I could ride the surfboard standing up on a chair with no hands.
I'm glad I didn't see that.
Hey, we broke all
Did you
Ma's
see it,
kitchen
Sarah?
chairs.
No, she wasn't
I
born
saw
yet.
the movies.
I got it on a movie. She got it.
They put a chair on, and then they get one on the shoulder, so they'd be on. And these are like
This
real
is Jimmy
wide.
Bartlett stuff.
These are
Yeah,
wide
Bartlett didn't have anything
boards,
on us.
you know, and not. It's hard enough to keep
know
a
what one's
balance
that,
on, and
don't
then
you?
they put it on, And then the chairs would go flying and break. They go to the kitchen and get
Then
another
they
one.
said,
Pretty soon,
"Oh, you got
his
that
mom would
chair
come home.
fast."
There's
I
no
said, "Wait till
chairs
we
in the
hit the
kitchen
way,
anymore.
Ma, no. We grab a chair and run. You know where the surfboard is? Right out
We
there in the
still
shed.
have the surfboard out in the granary in the attic of it.
So you married this guy for excitement? Is that what you did?
Me and Jimmy Joe got in a fight.
We've always had fun.
We was in a boat fishing, and I told him to do something. He told me to go scratch. I hit him with the boat oar. I ain't got the oar.
Actually, my first
I was
husband
going to hit him,
introduced us,
and he was
you know.
bigger than me.
Yeah, like
He come after me. Give me a tap.
no,
Over
I
with
was
the
married
boat.
and my husband,
Everything went in the bottom of the lake.
And then
Ronnie
like,
said,
we were
I don't
going down-
remember
I
this
think we
part.
went to visit
Ronnie
at
said
the
we
cabin,
did not
you know,
lose
where
one
we had
bait.
that. I said,
We
"Either my
were dove
husband,
down
my
there
husband and I, and
till we retrieved everything. Ronnie said the fish box is on the bottom.
yeah.
It's only probably
Lejeune
15 or
was
20
married
feet
to my
deep.
first husband.
And Ronnie said we retrieved every
So
bit.
we
I
always
don't
went down
remember
there
that.
and fish break.
Well, anyway,
You know,
Jimmy
so
Joe
your
took
dad
Ma's
and
pole,
stuff like we knew
and he
all
went
the,
like this,
you know,
and he
people
cast the boat and
already.
he hit the edge.
And then after my husband died,
The
then
boat, and it
he
knocked the
started
pole
coming
out of
over
his
a couple
hand.
times to see me, and
Up
he
at
had
Lake
a trailer,
Wabisa.
and he had horses. And,
Ma
you
was
know,
fishing.
horseback riding,
Ma and
then
Jimmy
after
Joe,
a
Ma
couple
went
years,
like
he
this.
said, I guess, you know,
Never
I
said a
sold my
word.
new house,
And Jimmy said,
bought this farm, moved out in the country,
and
this
Jimmy
old
Joe
house from a
gone
brand
in
new
and he come back without it.
house, and I go like,
Ma
"Here's my
said,
brand new house.
where's
I
the
don't need
pole?
it. I like my house
Jimmy
there
said, couldn't find.
because I got a big yard, it's a half mile long.
Don't come back without it. And Jimmy went down it. Did he come back with the
And you had children?
I had three children,
It was
two
well, it
boys,
was clear
and
to
he had
see
two
that
children, but
bottom
then,
of
you know,
white
Joyce
sand,
had
you could
died.
see.
And then we had four more, so.
What do you think your parents taught you? Do you think they taught you
They
some?
should have taught me to behave better.
Yeah.
But you were the
My mother
firstborn.
was proud of me, I want you to know. She said if she knew the way I was going to turn out, on the way home from the hospital, she'd dump me off the river bridge.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
But you know what interests me is why did you take up farming?
And all of my children went to college.
You just did?
You know what?
I farm for other people too.
Oh.
But actually, his career is 33 years. He was a blaster at the quarry. He works at the explosive.
I farmed one time. I got
With your
85 dollars a
grandfather?
month
No.
in a fourth of
With
the
your
milk
dad?
carton. I had a
When I
milk
was in
cow.
school, I was
I
studying
milked them
chemical
cows for all they
engineering.
were worth.
And then
$85 a
I was the
month.
only
I farmed 160 acres.
Oh, that's where you got started.
And you even got to use tractors. You didn't even have to use
in this day
horses.
and
in
age.
Utica.
You can rent a farm.
Yeah, right.
So at what age do you think this was, Bud, that you started
So where was
farming?
your new
Or
house that you left?
was it like part-time work as a
I
kid?
started when I was
Did you know
16.
anybody when that tornado?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I had.
Yeah, you found out you didn't want to be a dairy farmer.
Horses way back.
That's a lot of work.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
really
you have to milk
improved
the
in
cows
50
twice
years.
a day, bring them in, feed. And you
The
still
guy
do all
across
the other
the road,
growing and stuff.
they had
Beef
one-
cattle,
The
you
disc
just
was
do the
8
dry
foot
lot
wide, you know,
feeding.
horses wasn't even that
Girlfriend
wide.
at the time.
The
they
guy
were-
out
they
there
had
at the
lived in
combine
the trailer
had a
when the-
36-foot head.
You know, the
And
sirens
the
and
machine
stuff
was
went
30,
off.
40
They went
foot
downtown
wide,
to that
once
building
wide.
to do
Dad.
things.
Before there was
Dad.
7 and 8.
Dad, you got a bug on your shirt.
You know what
Oh, a
it is?
ladybug.
No, it's a
Japanese
Japanese beetle.
Black one.
Instead of
Are we supposed to not have
Fly
those?
swatter.
Are those bad
Well,
things?
maybe you ought to speak.
Wait, let me get a sledgehammer.
You want to kill them things?
Oh, now you're
Hitting your father at his age?
Oh, yeah, if I could.
Where were you born?
Tell her what you did for a living.
What?
Tell her what you did for a living.
Yeah, I worked at the cement plant,
Doing what?
blasting.
You were a blaster?
Dynamite.
He was
You
a dynamite.
might have laughed.
With your dad?
No,
At the same plant as your dad?
no. He worked at Lehigh. I worked at Marquette.
And you
Tell
were
about
a
your
head
Well,
blaster
that's where you live.
Worked there for
was a
33
cement
years.
plant. But right in town, he had great big blast. So I seen that. Scott took me there one time. He was up there. And then this other company gave him a bid. And then the company up there where you're at said we
Oh,
don't bid
that's
against
right.
competition.
Who owns the
You go
quarry?
work for their year.
It used to be Marquette
Contact me.
Cement,
Let me know how you
and
do.
then it was
And
Lone
you know
Star,
what?
now it's Blue
In a
Community
year's
Camp.
time, they
I mean,
call
somebody
us.
at the
How you get
picnic
along?
owned a quarry.
It's got to look pretty
Oh,
good.
Scott
My
runs a
brother's got
quarry.
superintendent at 2 quarries,
Two
but he
quarries.
doesn't own them.
Yeah,
They call us.
but he's a
I could
superintendent.
have went back anytime.
Dad,
That was a good-
Dad,
Many
tell her
thousands
about
of
if you
acres
made any
of
mistakes blasting.
No, I told him. I said I'm hearing it. I get all my fingers and toes.
Well, you can't say like everything's there.
Do you know what I know? But
I'm
do you?
all shook up.
So you were in the Navy. You did the electrical work
Yeah.
on a ship.
with the
Okay.
phones.
Uncle Jimmy was a baker in the Navy. We believe. We think.
think so.
Oh, what did Uncle Denny
He
do?
could cook though.
Oh, I know Uncle Jimmy could cook. You know who else could cook is
He played baseball
Tony
in the Navy
Struck.
too, didn't he?
You know the Masunases?
Masunases,
He
yeah.
played baseball
Emily,
when he was in the Navy.
her husband,
I don't
he was a
remember
cook
that.
on the
I
railroad.
thought I heard
Yeah.
something like that.
Do you guys know the Masunases? Do you remember the Masunases on your block growing up?
Father Tony?
I remember Father Tony. He was no dummy.
Somebody just told us that
He had audience with the Pope. He spent some time in Rome.
Right, right.
He used to come and give me a kiss. The only guy I'd ever let kiss.
Yep, Lithuanians
He
kiss.
was no dummy.
Yeah, but you knew him as a kid, right?
But you know what? He liked to go to Mom's for some reason. Mom and Dad's all the time in Ogilvy. He never missed going to see the old man when he was in town.
You mean Grandpa?
No, my dad.
Heard his dad.
Oh.
He'd go to see my dad every time.
How young was he compared to your dad then?
He's older than my old man.
No, Father Tony?
Father Tony?
I don't think so.
Is he the firstborn or? But you do remember the Masunases coming down to visit?
They used to be down there all the time.
Yeah, but they grew up or were born here?
Yeah, we just
Father
found out.
Tony?
You what?
Betty
Born
says,
here?
Betty
Living in
says,
Florence?
Betty says that Father Tony, maybe John or Anton, was born in Oglesby. We just found this out.
On Florence Street.
Yeah, it could have been.
Now, do you
There was
remember?
a whole bunch of Lugans on Florence Street. The one that I bought from was, I can't remember.
Anton?
Oh, no, you.
Chimkas. I bought the Chimkas out. When they died, they wanted to keep them in the family, so they let me have it kind of reasonable. I didn't have no money, but I bought
That was like your first home.
my first home, yeah.
Who lived next door to you?
Uriski.
Not any more Shimkuses.
No.
So you bought is that the guy with the black glove? Is that whose house you bought?
No, I don't remember now. Was that him or not?
Uncle Anton.
No, it was Anton.
He got his hand hurt in,
He nobody ever seen he wore that glove
Wore a glove all the
whenever
time.
I was around.
Yeah.
Betty says he probably had no fingers and just a thumb.
Oh, he could have had. I don't know what it was.
Poor guy.
I don't remember how he got that.
Did he live near your house that you bought?
I don't remember.
Uncle Anton? Okay.
There was Warnells lived there, and the Shimkisses, and I think there was a Deba Donuts or something like that. And the Uriskis lived next door. It was all, they call that Duck Shit Alley.
There you go.
There you go. See it?
Whoa, look at him go.
Look at it. Watch
Flying
it.
out of the tree. Okay, they're a bunch of them fly out of the tree.
I don't know why
Probably
they're
those two
going
are
off.
fighting.
Oh.
Didn't the
Where
West,
who wants to say, you move over.
W-E-S-T West, didn't they live in
Joe
Florence
West
Street?
lived there somewhere too.
Yeah.
But Annie Bukovic was
Keiko
across the
Savali
street.
lived there next to
And Joe
Annie
and Johnny
Pruko.
Pencil.
Well, see, there's Uncle Jimmy.
Well, look at the
and
kitten
Aunt
going
Anna.
for the bird.
She chasing
She's stalking.
Look, close,
Listen.
the
close.
kitten.
The kitten, the little sparrow, little teeny sparrow, it like stalked up here behind the rock.
That squirrel's got babies over here now.
I wanted
That's
the
a little
song
one,
sparrow,
too.
but not that one.
Oh, she got a paw on the tail as it was
Did it?
flying up. Yeah.
That bird better wake up or it'll be dinner.
It'll be dinner.
So you don't remember who you bought your first house from? You think it was
It was a family house, though.
Yeah.
in Shimkus?
But I got it because I didn't have no relatives. But
Yeah, they didn't have any children.
You know who had, Aunt Helen had the sale of it or something.
Her young.
I think her and Yonk or something. Because they said to keep it in the family, and so I got it.
So the Shimkuses were on your block, and they're connected with Grandma, I guess Grandma, and one of the Shimkuses, brother and sister?
Yeah,
I think
Ona was a Shimkus.
The old
Right.
Yeah.
But there was Masunases on that block too, correct? Do you remember any Masunases?
I can't remember them.
Well, what Shimkus do you remember? I mean,
Father,
Ed Shimkus?
I
Ann?
don't remember.
Some of them have a funeral home now down Helmig, funeral home and stuff like that. That she was a Shimkus, but how old is she?
I'm lucky
There's
I
a
can
Senator
remember my name.
Shimkus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's no
But
relation.
no
Okay.
relation, no.
Well, we just found out from Betty that Father Tony, and we think Anton or John Masunas was born in Oglesby. And that
On
funeral
North Street.
picture has a Masunas name on it.
That was the most interesting artifact there, was that funeral picture. It had a lot of
Where
old,
does
old,
Father
the
Tony
old,
go to
old
school, I
things.
wonder?
The other ones we've seen, but that
He had an
never-
education to be a priest, you know.
Sharon's been talking about that for years.
Probably went to
I
seminary
know it's
school.
someplace.
Well, the thing, from what we understood,
I guess
is
I did too.
somebody told me he was one of the oldest ones. I don't know. I'd have to look at that
You said he was
picture
older
again.
than your dad.
Yeah, I know he was.
But you remember being with Father Tony as a young man.
Yeah. I was young, yeah. He was older.
Yeah, that got kind of
How? What did you think was old? How old do you think he was when you were young?
I wasn't sure what else I was going to
Was he a priest already?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember
Oh.
only
You'll
being a
remember
priest.
always
He was
being
gone for years.
And then he was in Rome, and then you didn't see him until he got back.
How long was he in
He was
Rome?
stationed there for a while.
Oh, for a long
10
time,
years
wasn't
or
it?
more,
Yeah,
maybe.
about 10 years.
Yeah, I thought 10 years, I think.
You know, you don't go to Rome and be with the Pope unless you got some smarts going for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was
Us
smart.
Lithuanians are smart.
He was one of the smart Logans. They ain't like us
And then
dummies.
we all went to his Father Tony's 50th anniversary of being a
Yeah,
priest.
okay,
Remember
okay,
that?
yes.
Oh, I remember the picture.
The picture, yes. But like I said, you're the only one, you and Betty really were there.
And Lorraine and Eleanor
One
were
of Danny's
still
girls.
alive.
Yeah.
And Lorraine, we were singing, and we used to have the best time. Ellie was a little bit, yeah, but Lorraine was so nice.
You know, her
Okay,
daughter rides a motorcycle, and
Yeah.
she comes down.
Lorraine was always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lorraine married John? Is that what it is?
I don't know which one. I
I have to
never
look
knew
at the thing.
which men belonged to which women.
But do you
know?
remember Josephine?
She was standing up
Josephine.
catching fish.
Isn't it Josephine that was married to one of the Masunases?
I don't remember her, you know. I just
She
remember
died early. Maybe I got the
Lorraine.
name wrong.
Lorraine
Lorraine was
and
fun to be with.
Yeah.
Do you remember going to Frank and Ellie's house in West Chicago for a reunion
Yeah.
in the backyard? Okay, I was there as a
There, yeah.
kid. Mitzi and Debbie were running around the
Yeah.
thing with the ping pong paddles. I got a movie of that.
Turned down more.
So,
Eating up at Hy-Vee, he got two
in all those
paintings.
talks and everything, did you ever hear any good gossip?
And he worked with a landscaper doing.
We'd never tell it if we did. No, we just sing and have a party and have a good time. Yeah. Oh, the one thing about his dad, when they would go to the parties up in Chicago, you know, and all these girls would be hugging and kissing him, and he would tell Mabel, "These are my cousins," but Mabel says, "I think some of them aren't your cousins." That's the best
But
guy.
let me tell you about his dad and mom. When I saw a picture on the storyboard at the picnic, he looked like Robert Mitchum as a young man.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah,
And that pipe.
yeah.
He was a hell of a good horseback rider, too.
Oh, really?
Their dad.
Well, where did he get that from?
We have cavalrymen and horseback. We've always had horses in our blood. I just think it's part of our blood.
Well, yeah. So where did the horse thing come from? Just being in a small
We
town?
were known for being good horsemen. I mean, we had
there you go.
Vitas and Mindegas, you know, the great horsemen of the Baltic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely in our archetype and genetic line, I'm sure.
Well,
I
we
mean, that's
kind
why our
of,
flag had the Vitas on horseback.
I tell you, that's my family crest. The thing is, we found out today from Betty that Grandma had two babies die in infancy. We just found that out.
I didn't hear that before,
You know,
but a lot of people
a
did.
lot of babies were born way back when.
And what were their names? Anne,
And Anton.
Anne and Anton. Died in infancy, but we don't know of what.
My grandfather, my father's father, he was married
Many
twice.
times they would
And
give
his first
babies names, you know, that would be born and then die, you know,
In honor.
And a lot of times they would name all the girls Mary and all the little baby boys Joseph, you know.
Well, they didn't name my dad for a while because they didn't think he was.
Yeah, he was.
And they would do
Yeah,
that. They wouldn't give him a real
he was
name.
born on the 28th. I guess he was a blue baby or something, and then he died. So he really has two birthdays, April 28th and 29th. But I forget what it says on his grave marker. I think the 29th. But then his first granddaughter was born, so we said, well, we'll move that to the 28th so they can be together.
Oh.
Both birthdays. You gotta make things.
Dominique.
Yeah, Dominique, April 28th.
Love Dominique. She was so awesome. I can't wait to meet Deidre, too.
They had diphtheria.
That'll be
Two
cool.
beautiful girls.
Yeah. Little Kyle.
Dominique,
Kyle had his little birthday. That was nice. Yeah.
see the greatness of email? How great that is?
Yeah.
Got another one?
I'm good.
Hey, they're a
I can hit them all night. They call it elder abuse. I call it revenge.
Well, Sharon really emails everybody.
She's great.
But years ago, now this is good, gotta be, good 10, 15 years ago when I was working at Loyola. I was talking to Sharon and Jim. We didn't have cell phones then and stuff. And he said something about having an email address. Well, I was working at Heinz VA in Maywood. And I walked in there and I knew these guys were online because they were in research.
Yeah.
And I said, if I give you this address, this is when the screens were black, we were in DOS.
Yeah.
Could you do, it took us a while.
Yeah.
And once that happened, everything opened up. Then my son came home from school. He brought his computer home. He was going to stay home with me. Man, we were, and then you got one from Sherry or something?
We waited a long time though.
And
yeah. With a computer.
Then we would get in these chat rooms. We'd be seeing like Sandy's apartment when the kids were small. Oh, we'd all have cameras. So really, Sharon, Jim and I, Sharon, we were like the creators of the family. And anytime I went, I came to an Oglesby wedding one time. I called up Sharon, I wrote her, and I said, Sharon, I got email addresses of the Oglesby people. I forget who they were at the time. Because everybody was just beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. And then it just got bigger and bigger.
And it's so easy. I mean, we'd never write letters.
Everybody's on it. Everybody's on
You
it.
send it once, you forward it on. So easy. So easy.
Yeah.
And then with
They never
Facebook,
lie.
with
You feel like you're
Facebook,
related
it's so
real
nice
close.
too.
Like
Because
when
you can post pictures and kind of check in when you want.
You know, it's like you see them every day. They're best
Yes.
friends, you know.
And not only that, but you can find out things. I used to get on the email and get to work and say, Ma's not feeling good, you better call her. Well, right away they'd be calling my mother, and she would say, well, how did you know so fast, you know?
Instead of writing a letter for a week.
Yeah. A lot of people don't remember DOS, the black screens with the white letters. We've come a long way.
You know, interestingly enough, a lot of the real geeky people still use IRC because it's almost like it's so obscure that a lot of places don't block it, whereas a lot of places will, you know, Facebook, or they'll check the email to make sure you're not goofing off at work, but you can still use IRC. So I know how we'll do it.
But sitting here with you as a younger cousin who refused to give me a pig when I was a kid, no, I'm not holding any grudges. But I think my mother would have had to go along with it eventually if we brought the thing home.
You want to take a horse or a peacock?
Not today. It's a new world. But
She had her chance.
But this has been a great thing for me to do this. Because you were the one who saw Grandma and Grandpa when they were here.
They were old then. They look old. You know, way back then when you were a kid, everybody looks old.
Yeah. Well, and people died earlier too.
That's Sarah's idea. First I thought them rocks, they're easy to walk on them. Like flagstones.
That's the double flags. And we did that on Mother's Day.
Thank you for letting us come and videotape you.
Oh, and please come again.
And you're going to be married 50 years, you said?
47. 47. Next
Where did the time go?
I don't know.
Now,
You don't ever remember seeing our
now
grandparents,
you've done
do you?
so much in your life.
No, I didn't.
Do you have a
Who do you
bucket
remember
list?
seeing that's not here anymore?
Do you want to
Besides,
do
like,
something before you kick the bucket?
did you meet your father-in-law? Did you ever see him?
Yes, I saw him. And you know why I married Skip? I call him Skip. I don't call him Bud. When I met him, I was introduced to Skip. I sleep with Skip. I don't know Bud. Okay. But anyhow, I liked his father so much that I thought if he